So, this is a job that I'm gonna show you. First gen Tundra, guys. You can see I've got a 2004. Light's kind of horrible, but I just took the light out and I stole this idea from Chris Fix, sanded it down, shot it with clear coat. Now I did this about probably 2-3 years ago. I used some clear coat that said it was non-yellowing, UV resistant, but guess what? Yeah, it got all goobered up. Now, what I'm going to cover with you, obviously I'm missing my keeper here, but you got a bolt here, you got 1, 2, and there's one down under here, so you have to pull this out. Now, I don't know if I saw it on YouTube or if I read it in the book, but you can see I've got a crack right there. According to the instructions that I found, you pop this keeper, right? And then push on this, which is how this came about. Well, I found an easier way to do it. And if you'll notice, see a little hole right there? That's where those parking lights come in. Now, what I did, four-inch extension, I don't know, my wife either loves me or hates me, but you're going to put this in here and you'll feel it when you're sitting on it. Now, obviously, that's not what you want. Now, and when I pop this out, I'll show you. You can see you have to feel around and it just pops out. Put my extension away. Now, what I did is I was just pushing on I honestly, I don't know what part in here I was pushing on. I don't know what part in here I was pushing on, but that's a whole lot easier than sitting here and trying to smack it and then you crack your light. Now, I don't remember, honestly, and this just kind of slides in and then you just listen. You heard it pop. Okay, so it's actually in there. This you really don't need. I need to go replace this. I actually got to do it on the other side too. But when I first got this truck, I don't remember if it was this side or the other side. I ended up having to buy a new one because it was all cracked and it had water in it. Now what I did, you can kind of see it. I actually cracked this about 6 months ago. What I did is I squirted some silicone on here and I've got it rubbed into the crack. I think I have it rubbed in good enough to where water will not penetrate. But if water penetrates, I'm going to have to replace this. As it is, this bulb, I don't know, one of these two bulbs needs to be replaced. That's not a big deal. But what I just showed you to pop this out is a whole lot easier than sitting here and smacking this. You can see, maybe not on this side, maybe on the other side, I was trying to stick a screwdriver in here. I was at a loss. And I was sitting here trying to do the same thing now. When I took this out just now. But then I got to looking and I found that hole. And I'll tell you what, you saw how easy it came out. like I said, and you don't have to use an extension. Probably a 4 to a 6-inch screwdriver would work for you. But anyways, so again, like I always do, I try to make these videos to try to help out my other first gen guys. But you can see there's my headlights, and I mean I should have done a side by side. But I mean, if you get you can't see it in the camera. The camera, it looks all nice and pretty and clear, but if you really get up in there and look, you'll see some issues. I did the same thing on my wife's car. Now what I did, just real quick, is because I had previously sanded it with, first I did 400 grit, then I did 600 grit, of course wet dry sandpaper, and I got it, it was all kind of foggy, and I probably could have used some rubbing compound and got it all nice and clear. It was easier for me to just paint it, but since I had previously painted it, what I had to do is I had to sand it down completely, because I had to get that layer of clear coat, I had to get that off. So once I used my power sander and, like, I think my orbital sander and like 220 grit sandpaper, and once I got it all nice and foggy, then I went back to the 400 grit and the 600 grit. Now I want to show you my wife's car. Now I did the same thing here, but when I did it before, I didn't sand it all the way down with the 400 and the 600 grit sandpaper, so I actually had to sand this a little bit more with my orbital sander, because there was still some marks in here. So again, I sanded it down with the power sander. I had to, with my orbital, I had to take it down a little bit more. And then again, I did my 400 grit, then I did my 600 grit, and because I don't have rubbing compound, that's what I wanted to go with, because I know in a couple of years I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I mean, I got the spray paint I'm using, the clear coat I'm using is Rust-Oleum. Oh, I already put it away. Rust-Oleum, that Rust-Oleum 2X. It's non-yellowing, it's UV resistant, but obviously, you know, I live in Vegas, so yeah, it's still yellowed. But you can see, I mean, look at these. Look at how clear these are. Again, you can get up on them and you can look. You can't see it in the camera, but you can get up on it and you can look and you can see there's some issues. But those are, I mean, shoot, look at my mother-in-law's 2016, right? 2005. And the one you were just, the truck you were just looking at, this here, 2004. Okay? For some reason, these don't get all yellow and stuff. It's just these. But yeah, so I sanded it down. I just shot it with clear coat after I wet sanded it, after I used my orbital sander. But you can see, I mean, these things are putting out some light now. So, but anyways, the point of this video was to show you how to get this out. So obviously you can look over on this side and you can see there's another hole there, and that's where these plug wires, that's where these power wires, you can see they go through there. So but that will make it so much easier if and when you ever take these out. Now, like I said, if I end up having to replace this, I know how to get this out, and I don't have to use that little bang method. So anyways, that's what I have for now. More videos coming. I just did the whole passenger side. You can see my upper control arm, how it's all nice and blue. Okay, yeah, I replaced my upper control arm and my lower control arm, upper ball joint, lower ball joint, and the axle, because this is a four-wheel drive. I did all that stuff, and I have yet to do, I allotted 10 hours to do this side, 10 hours to do the driver's side. Yeah, this took me more than 24 hours because I was having issues with that lower control arm. Anyways, and so I got to do the driver's side, and then I've got to do my rack and pinion, my power rack. Notice that my boot is ripped. Whether I did it or not, it doesn't look like I did it. It looks kind of old. So I got to do the rack, and I got to do the outer tie rod ends. But anyways, I'll make a video on that. I already did a video on the struts. I already did a video on it, and of course you can see my upper control arm is nice, pretty blue, which just makes it just stick out a little bit. Not a whole lot. I didn't paint the lower control arm. No point for it. So anyways, yeah, that's it. Until next time. Thank you. If you have enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you, go ahead and give me a like, share. That'd be great. Otherwise, yeah, you have a good day. Thank you. Goodbye.